Different.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy MF Different. We back with another banger, you feel me? And as y'all should already know, based on the previous videos, we're going to be covering the best horror movies from, ranking the best to worst horror movies from 2013. There's a continuation from, obviously, the previous ones where I'd covered 2012, 2011, and 2010. And we're just going to keep going up until 2025, like I keep saying. And then from there, we'll just work backwards. I'll probably be covering movies from this current year, ranking, movies of the year, ranking movies from back in the day, from like the 70s, the 80s. And obviously, if y'all have any suggestions or any movies that y'all would want me to cover, I'm definitely open to it, so put them in the comments. And without further ado, ain't nothing much to it but to get into it. So no better way to start off the list than The Conjuring, number one. I feel like this is when James Wan was really like sticking his foot on the neck of the horror genre. He really like cemented his stay with this one. I really, really love this movie. Off the rip, let's just not even wait. Let's just put it right in Steph Curry tier. Straight up GOAT status.
It's the GOAT! The GOAT!
So pretty much, The Conjuring covers Ed and Lorraine Warren as they take on certain cases and stuff like that. They're like demonologists or people that can talk and see ghosts, and I don't want to call them demon hunters, but that I guess that's what you could say. But no, pretty much they're able to get in contact with the other side, and they help families that are going through paranormal instances. And yeah, each movie covers pretty much one of their cases. All of their cases are based on true events, clearly, because they're real life cases. And yeah, for this one, for me, it's everything that a based upon true events movie should give you. It gives you actual, like, a real eerie atmosphere throughout the entire movie, and it kind of makes you place yourself in the position of being these family members, and just kind of like constantly thinking, well, what would I do in this situation? To keep it real with you, I would have been moved the fuck out the first night when some shit happened, like when the motherfucker clapped in their hands. When the motherfucker clapped in Shorty's face when she was holding the candle and shit, like.
Hey, wanna play hide and clap?
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I would have been gone. Fuck that shit. Overall, though, James Wan, excellent installation. Definitely appreciate him for dropping this at the time that he did. For me, this one is probably arguably movie of the year for 2013. And I can't really say that about the rest of the films in the series. Conjuring 1 and 2, I feel like were the strong suits of it. The third one...
That shit was garbage, nigga. I hated every second of it. I hated every fucking second of it.
The Devil Made Me Do It kind of fell off, in my opinion, but neither here nor there. So yeah, with that being said, The Conjuring holds a place near and dear to my heart, kind of like Cabin in the Woods. So it's definitely going to go in the Steph Curry tier. Oh, also, if you haven't already seen this, please stop depriving yourself. Get some help. Get some serious medical help, because you should have seen this by now. And once you get that help, they should give you a prescription to see this. Please go watch this movie. Alright, so next, we got Oculus. This movie is fire. Solid 8 out of 10, I want to say. It uses your typical paranormal tropes that you would find in other movies, but twists it, right? So, usually in movies, somebody will be possessed, a place will be possessed. But in this particular instance, a specific item is possessed, and it's a mirror. And the mirror can bend time, reality, your thoughts, just anything, pretty much. And it's as if it's got all the Infinity Stones for real. It could really just lock in and destroy shit. But it pretty much follows two kids who grew up, but I think, the brother gets out of a psych ward or something like that because he was forced to be put away after a situation happened in his home with his mom and his dad, and then also his sister. So there was something that happened. He was sent away, and then I believe his mother passed away also in the result of this incident. And then pretty much they move. The mother and the father, I think, passed away due to this incident. So then once he gets back and he gets out, He meets up with his sister, goes back to his childhood home, and then they pretty much just try to decipher and figure out what the hell happened. And yeah, shit just goes left. The ending is definitely an unfortunate one, and I loved every minute of it. Yeah, so unfortunately it doesn't make it in the Steph Curry tier for me, but most definitely is going to be placed in the Nikola Jokic tier. All right, so for the next one, we got +1. Now this shit right here was different. Think if Project X went out to the bar one night and then ended up getting with Groundhog Day. They went home. Project X made his dick puke into Groundhog Day, and then they had a baby out of wedlock, and they came up with this.
What?
This is a really good movie. I know all that to say this. Nah, it was different. It was tough. It's kind of like a sci-fi party movie. It just goes all over the place, but it works. The whole premise pretty much is that 3 college kids go to a big party, but as the night progresses, really weird stuff starts to happen. Like they start... Actually, I'm not even going to relay that information. I really do want people to watch this movie if they haven't already. So, yeah, shit just starts getting weird. And eventually they just, start to realize that this could be their last party, potentially. Yeah, for me, this one was a sleeper. Definitely like a hidden gem at the time. So I'm going to put in the James Harden tier. Great movie. Definitely did its thing. All right, so next we got Afflicted. Now, this one was kind of like a different take on vampires. Like, in my opinion, kind of like a weird take on vampires, but it was kind of cool. Pretty much this thrilling ride follows 2 friends who take a trip overseas, but things take a dark turn when one of them becomes afflicted with something. But he's not acting normal. He tries to figure out what's going wrong with him before it consumes him completely. And, yeah. It's kind of like a race against the clock, and he's trying to figure out what the hell is going on with his body. Why is he changing? Why is he having these thoughts, these tendencies, these new things? And yeah, it was kind of cool for its time. It was another found footage film. I think that it wasn't the best found footage film, wasn't the worst found footage film. It was somewhere right in the middle. It was pretty cool. So I definitely am going to put this also in the James Harden tier. Wasn't bad, wasn't trash, wasn't great, but it was right there. All right, so next we got Carrie. And in my opinion, this movie just proves on why the fuck we need to bring back bullying.
What? What does that have to do with anything?
No. He's got a point.
Now, hear me out. I know that sounds crazy, but really, really think about it, right? So Shorty wasn't really able to fully lock into her true potential until motherfuckers just kept fucking with her and then eventually dumped that blood on her at prom. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when she just went left. You know what I'm saying? She started murking everybody, went home, ended up finding out the wild shit about her dad, and then ended up killing him. And I'm just saying, she would have never found out all that and led to her eventual demise. But, I feel like bullying helps at times to help us truly find our full potential. Now, all jokes aside, though, Carrie's kind of like a staple in the horror community. I don't really see why. It wasn't really my favorite. It wasn't the worst movie. It wasn't the best. Maybe I need to go back and watch the original because I don't remember the original too much. But this one was cool. The main actress, I've seen her in a couple of other things like Kick-Ass and...
6 hours later.
Carrie was cool. For me, it's going to go in the James Harden tier. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. But definitely a fun watch on like a day where you ain't got shit to do. So, yeah. Next. Evil Dead. Solid 10 out of 10. Masterpiece. Couldn't have done it any better. Straight up Steph Curry tier. Not even a question.
He's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Without glazing too much, because this is damn near one of my favorite movies. Definitely in my top 10, if not my top 5 for best horror movies of all time. We got Evil Dead. The Evil Dead remaster for 2013 is a masterpiece. You got the 1970s edition, which focused more on practical effects, kind of like a gore fest, but also gave you a lot of comedy aspects in there. Kind of a lot of cheek humor, very campy, you know what I'm saying? But with this one, this installation really just took it and flipped it on its head.
Why don't you come down here so I can suck your cock, pretty boy?
It was more dark, gothic, eerie, had a very unsettling tone about it, and it just went there, man. Like, there was literally a scene where Shorty got forcefully wrestled by a tree.
I beg your pardon?
There was a lot of, like, just uncomfortable scenes in it in general, with, like, dismemberment and certain ways that people did things, and, well, the Deadites made people do things, and yeah, without giving too much away, because I definitely want people to go see this. If you haven't already, if you have not already, you need to go see this movie.
Do it!
But yeah, without giving away too much, this heroin addict gets kidnapped by her friends, pretty much. Not literally, but they bring her to a cabin in the woods to help her get sober, and they might have realized that, yeah, they might not make it back home. Like, they might not. The shit just goes left without giving too much away. And yeah, it's a fucking masterpiece. Solid 10 out of 10. Dead ass. You need to watch this movie if you have not already. And if you have seen it, then you understand why I am so passionate about this movie. Alright, so next. We got Contracted. It was cool. Nothing really crazy to write home about. I kind of feel like there's another movie that takes this kind of STD scary movie premise and does it a lot better. So for that factor, I'm gonna put it in the Ben Simmons tier. I do remember watching it and thought for the time it was okay, but yeah, nah, it didn't really hit too good. The main premise of it though is a shorty goes to a party, gets forcefully wrestled, unfortunately, and when she wakes up, she starts feeling weird. So she goes to get checked. To see if she has any STDs or anything like that. Everything comes back fine, and then comes to find out that everything is not indeed fine. And later on in the movie, shit just starts to get worse and worse, and it comes to an eventual ending. So, yeah, if you want to watch it, go watch it. Clearly, it's ranked low on the tier list for a reason, so I wouldn't waste my time. But if you are a smooth-brained individual, feel free. All right, on to the next one. All right, so for this one, we got World War Z. I mean, what more can I say? We got Brad Pitt in a fucking zombie movie. Tough. This movie literally recreated a whole new term for zombies, because you had, like, walkers, you had sprinters, and then you have World War Z zombies. This one gave an unfathomable imagery to the amount of zombies and hordes that can be produced in one movie, or even like just in a cinema setting. Like, the motherfuckers were literally going on top of each other to climb skyscrapers and buildings. I don't know how much more creative you could get with that. I mean, it took a very simple premise, but like, fucking inject it with steroids. Amplified. For me, it's gonna go in the Nikola Jokic tier, just for like just nostalgic factor alone. I think we're going on 12 years that this movie's been out, and yeah, it's been in a lot. It's even got its own fucking video game. I mean, what more can I say? It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. There's not really much of a synopsis to give apart from there are brain dead people that are chasing you around and trying to eat you. Not you specifically, but Brad Pitt. Okay, so next, I honestly don't even really want to talk about this movie too much because I have a special spot in my heart for Child's Play 1 and 2. I really love those films. But unfortunately, every installation after those two movies has just made this franchise get worse and worse and fucking worse. Yeah, honestly, I'd rather shove things in my dick than watch this movie again.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was crazy. No, that was crazy.
Or any other movies in this franchise. Especially the last new iteration with the AI version of it. I mean, what the fuck are we doing, Hollywood? What are we doing? Okay. Next. For the next one, this shit sucked. I remember seeing the trailer, knowing that this shit was gonna suck. I remember seeing the rating for it, PG-13, knew it was gonna suck. And after watching it, came to the conclusion that it indeed fucking sucked.
Let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
It was a fake-ass Fourth Kind, and even the Fourth Kind fucking sucked. So, I mean, what was your goal here? I don't really think any alien movie, apart from actual, like, alien, like xenomorph aliens, are good. There's not one good alien movie. Signs, garbage. This one, garbage. Fourth Kind, trash. What else are we talking? Cloverfield isn't really technically an only like typical alien movie, but it takes extraterrestrial creatures and makes it fire. Yeah, Cloverfield's good. Cloverfield Paradox, Cloverfield Lane, all good. What the fuck are these movies? Please take them to the farthest fucking place in the earth and just chuck them off of it. Whoever makes these movies, I need you to just delete your save file.
Jesus Christ.
All right, maybe not that crazy, okay? But let's get an update to your save file, okay? Let's get some fucking some DLC in there. Get some creativity, you know? I would really appreciate to see some new ideas, or maybe not even new ideas, just a better iteration of an alien movie. Thank you. LeBum tier. Nothing more. Alright, so next we got The Den. I'm not really a big fan of the webcam genre in horror, so kind of loses points for me on that tip.
Pause.
That was crazy.
But I mean, it was a thrill ride for sure. But yeah, no, I'm sticking to my guns. Unfortunately, I'm gonna place it in the Ben Simmons tier. It really wasn't that good. Again, I don't like webcam movies. I don't really feel like... I know I say this about a bunch of genres, but I genuinely don't think that there is... I gotta see... I mean, I've seen Unfriended. I've seen this. I've seen the other one where it was like based about the dad trying to find his daughter. That was also kind of like a webcam-based movie. I've seen them all. I just don't think it's a good genre. It just... What is scary about seeing through the lens of a webcam? I just... Close your laptop. Movie done. So, just pretty much imagine you were on Omegle or Uvu, kind of saw something you weren't supposed to see, and then eventually it just leads to a cat and mouse chase of someone trying to find you and get you, and just it's stupid. Definitely not my favorite IFC film. IFC has a bunch of other way better films, but yeah, unfortunately I watched it, and unfortunately it's in the Ben Simmons tier. So next we got Hansel and Gretel. I mean, I'm not even gonna go into this shit. The only plus to it was it had my boy Hawkeye in it. I don't know why he would agree to do such a trash ass movie, but we are just gonna boop. Waste no time. Get right into it. Next, we got Haunt. Now, this one, I think this is another IFC film that actually did shit right. So, for me, this was kind of like a hidden gem. I remember scrolling on Netflix at the time. It was like the same dumbass movies in and out. And I remember I kept always scrolling over this one, right? And I don't know. I was just bored. I smoked. I was high. I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let me throw this shit on. Let's see what the vibe is. I threw it on, and from beginning to end, it was just like a little teenage, like, I don't want to say like coming of age story, but like it's kind of like Girl Next Door meets Amityville Horror, right? And I feel like it was like the perfect mash, perfect blend of all that. And it just had a really, really, really fucked up ending. And as y'all know by now, I'm a sick fuck, and I enjoy fucked up endings because life sometimes isn't fair. And I want to see that. So for that reason and those reasons alone, I'm going to put it in the James Harden tier because it was not terrible by any means, but also it wasn't the best. It was, to me, it was like one of those like middle of the road. You pop it in on a Friday night, you ain't got nothing to do. You want to get something to eat, give it a watch if you haven't. and you might be pleasantly surprised. So check it out. Next, we got I Spit on Your Grave Dos. So for this one, same premise as the first one. Unfortunately, a woman goes through a series of unfortunate events, and then she goes to get her get back, and she gets her get back well. But a little bit of a different premise with this one. A girl goes to a modeling audition, and yeah, shit just goes left. And in typical Spit on Your Grave fashion, there's a lot of fucked up scenes, a lot of fucked up traps for these said people that have done her wrong. The thing I love about these like Spit on Your Grave movies is if you're able to like kind of put yourself in the shoes of the actual lead role or the character, the victim that this stuff is happening to, I feel like it just gives you that much like glory and fulfillment at the end of the movie when she eventually gets her get back on all of these people. Yeah, it's phenomenal. I still like the second one. The third one is kind of where it starts to fall off for me, but I'm going to place this one in the James Harden tier. So it's still good, but yeah, unfortunately not the best. All right, so for the next one, we got Insidious 2, the long-awaited sequel that actually held up to expectations, for me at least. I know there was a couple of people, and there's a camp out there that honestly doesn't really like the second installment of Insidious too much, but there's also people that don't really like the fucking franchise to begin with at all, which I don't even know if you have a wrinkled brain that is developed. I don't understand how you can not like this franchise, but fuck it, we ball. You know what I'm saying? Like the Scorn came back, it was really good. The overall, just showing the further again, showing the people in the further, like having
Today, Junior?
the woman in the fucking black dress and the white face come into actual reality and take over the father for the second movie was really cool to see. It just kind of went in a different direction, and I feel like it executed well. Yeah, honestly, those are like really the only two great movies in the franchise for me. The third one is kind of cool, but after that, it's just one of those franchises that just honestly, it's kind of like Fast and the Furious. You should have just stopped after the first two, maybe three. Yeah, I don't know why. I do know why Hollywood keeps franchises going and shit, but my thing is like, bro, if you're going to keep a franchise going and make forced movies, at least take your time, right? So with like video games, I know it's two different like genres and topics, but with video games, I feel like sometimes, depending on the brand, like, so like Insomniac, right? I have no problem waiting 4 years for the new God of War to come out, because I know Insomniac is going to put their hands and fucking feet into God of War and make it everything that it needs to be. So why is it that we can't do that with movies? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me.
It hit different.
But neither here nor there. I'm going to give it its ranking, and its ranking is going to go in the Nikola Jokic tier, unfortunately. Yeah, big fall from grace, but it still lands comfortably in the clouds with the stars, you know what I'm saying? So it's still cool, but unfortunately it is just not the magnum opus that was the first one. All right, so for the next one, we got Mama. I remember seeing this. Honestly, I'm going to give it points alone just for the creature. The mama in this movie, I'm not going to lie, was fucking creepy.
Don't look at her. She's mad.
She just had a really fucked up figure. Her body moved in contorted ways, and she had like a really long face, kind of like Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm really sorry. I did not mean that disrespect Sarah Jessica Parker, but you do have a long ass fucking face. It was a cool movie. The kids in this movie were fucking creepy. Just overall, everything about this movie was kind of creepy. The ending was, it wasn't all the way fucked up, but it wasn't also fucking sunshine and roses. It was like smack dab in the middle. When I first saw this movie, I saw it in theaters with friends. We were obviously acting belligerent and immature throughout, so I rewatched it upon, you know, later years. And yeah, going back, actually there was like a really sad kind of just dreadful feeling, kind of a depressing feeling throughout the movie, low key. But yeah, apart from that, I gotta put it in the James Harden tier because it wasn't bad at all. I think for the time with the PG-13 rating it was given, it did what it could. It tried to fly, and it got a little flappage.
Hey, yo.
All right, so next we got Thomas. This is one of those movies where I feel like the CGI was done very well. This movie honestly was just fun as fuck. And without giving too much away, it's about a California cook who finds out that he has clairvoyant abilities and just pretty much encounters some dark beings along the way. Yeah, no, it's just a really fun, solid watch. And if you haven't given it a watch, I'd say throw it in, give it a watch. For me, I'm going to place it in the James Harden tier. I don't know why. I feel like every video lately, it's either like there's a bunch of movies in one category or like one tier. And yeah, deadass, everybody's in the James Harden tier. I guess there was a lot of hidden gems this year or movies that were just kind of mid. But yeah, all right, let's keep it going. So for the next one, we got... Oh, fuck. I knew we were going to get to this point eventually. We got Texas Chainsaw 2013. The Texas Chainsaw franchise is just... It just kind of sucks, man. Because I really enjoyed the original Texas Chainsaw in the 70s. I really enjoyed the remake. I think it was the 03 version. And then that was about it. I mean, I don't understand how you can butcher a fucking franchise to this extent. And honestly, I'm starting to notice it with all of the heavy-hitting franchises, right? So, like, Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, Chucky, Texas Chainsaw, Michael Myers. All these franchises have been fucking railed into the ground. Just disintegrated. Just straight up, beat the fuck up, curb stomp, pissed on.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back! Fight back!
I don't understand why we do this to our horror greats that came before. Like, I don't get it. And it might sound like I'm rambling and just sound like a fucking old head, but yeah, I don't know, man. We need to bring back creativity. We need to bring back... I think there are ways to remake and remaster movies. I don't understand what the fuck is Hollywood's formula and why they think that it's working. But clearly from the reactions of people and the ratings and the certain things, it's not working. So how about you source your ideas from outside of wherever fucking yes man circle group you got going on and actually make some good movies again. I'd really appreciate it because it is very far and few. Nowadays it is like maybe 1 to 2 good movies a year, if that. But that's neither here nor there. Let's stop ranting and get back into the fucking tier list because that's why you came. All right, so overall ranking, I'm going to get straight into it. LeBum tier. So with this movie, it was definitely a clear cash grab on 3D movies during an unfortunate 3D era. And as I said previously, this movie is where the franchise eventually starts to definitely take a fucking dolphin dive off of a cliff. Everything from the cringy ass 3D kills to the shitty plot. This movie is just overall a polished turd. I do kind of give this film a little bit of points for trying to start off Trey Songz's acting career, but unfortunately both failed fucking miserably. So for those reasons and those reasons alone, we're going to plug that bad boy right up in the LeBum James tier. All right, so next we got The Call. I mean, it ain't Catwoman, but it ain't Halle Berry's best work either. I think there's better movies that do the whole 911 operator thing with like the whole tense, like kind of trying to figure out where the person is or who has the person and all this shit. I think there's movies that do it better, kind of like The Guilty. If you haven't seen that movie, you should definitely check it out. But yeah, with this one, yeah, pretty much this is about a seasoned 911 operator that gets a call from a young girl, and she's in danger. She's pretty much trying to save her throughout the entire movie. That's it. And I'm pretty sure it has a fairy tale ending. I hate fairy tale endings, so yeah. Ben Simmons, definitely a miss for me. So next we got The Green Inferno. Arguably this is probably one of Eli Roth's worst movies. The cast is completely forgettable. Apart from the dude that completely just started jerking his shit when Shorty deleted her own save file.
Why?
Which was wild. I don't know who in their right mind would write that into a script and try to make it seem as if like the character was showing true signs of insanity. So that's why he was... Nah, Eli Roth, you're just a sick fuck. Nah, dog. That shit was unacceptable. I'm pretty sure it tried to tackle political views and stuff like that and just fell on its face. It was about, I'm pretty sure, like a research group or something like that going to a island or some sort of fucking kind of whatever, and they end up finding an indigenous population with people that are not domesticated, you know, and not of these times. And yeah, they just kind of just go through a bunch of shit. And yeah, this movie just fucking sucked. It was like a more immature, grotesque version of 10,000 BC or any of those like kind of like old time movies. You know what I mean? I don't want to say the word because it might sound fucking crazy, but you know what I'm trying to say. Movies with the indigenous population and stuff like that. But so for this movie, yeah, Ben Simmons tier. Arguably it should be in the LeBron James tier, but I'm gonna give it some points because I actually like Eli Roth. But yeah, unfortunately, this one was a fucking miss. So next we got Purge. The first one, Purge 1. So with this one, I'm conflicted because I remember upon first watch when I was younger, I actually did like this movie a lot. And then upon rewatching it, you know, years later and stuff like that, you just kind of see the holes in it and just see where there was potential and they could have fulfilled in some certain areas. But I also feel like that's where the second film kind of capitalized on those, you know, gray areas. So the pros to the movie. I liked, well, first off, Ethan Hawke. Great fucking person to have on the cast. Great lead role. The characters in general, kind of cool. Except for the little kid. I wanted to punch him in his fucking face a bunch of times. And the fucking daughter. I really wanted to knee her in her fucking face. But overall, great cast. And I do like movies, like I said previously, that take place in one area. This one happened to take place in a max security fucking typical household. And I did really like it at the time. But going back, you just realize that there's so much chaos and stuff that they try to show on the TV screen during the news segments and just overall, like, you know, what's going on when they do show the outside moments and stuff like that, but you only get a small slice of the pie. And with the second one, I feel like they give you fucking everything and then some. They give you that, the milk, they give you a fucking goodie bag on the way out. Like, they cover all the bases in the second one. And I feel like if I had to rank them, it would go second, first, and then whatever the fuck the rest are, because they all fucking sucked after that. But yeah, in my opinion, this one was still a solid movie. So I'm going to place it in the James Harden tier. Previously, I probably would have placed it in the Nikola Jokic tier. But, you know, honestly, first time on one of these ranked videos, I think I'm going to recall my ranking. I'm going to put it in the Nikola Jokic tier. I'm going to put it in there off of the reasons I just said. And also, I think that this movie was creative as fuck. Because nothing really was done like this in the horror genre. Like a just kind of like apocalyptic massacre, just government lets people go kind of fucking crazy kind of film. I got to look back, and someone please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but now that I'm thinking about it, I can't really think of anything kind of like The Purge that came out previously. So for them reasons, for creativity, and then the previous pros and cons that I listed before, I'm going to toss it in the Nikola Jokic tier. Fuck it. All right, so we got VHS Dose. Same premise as the first one. It's pretty much somebody watching a bunch of VHS tape-like films, and each film just gets progressively worse and worse and more grotesque than the other.
Kenapa kamu masih memegang itu? Sudah. Hey yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's it. It's the same premise as the first one. If you want to watch it, go watch it. There's not really any like memorable scenes or anything like that to me. I think the first one stuck with me a lot more. I think those stories had a lot more like scenes in them that kind of stuck with me. But this one, it was a cool watch, but forgettable in my opinion. Not really the best. So for those reasons, I'm going to put it in the James Harden tier. It's kind of mid. You know what I mean? Not really the greatest. So next, we got Warm Bodies. A love story, some Romeo and Juliet, fucking meets Zombieland type beat. Yeah, it fucking sucked. It was stupid. I didn't like either lead characters. I didn't like the movie in general. I remember going to theaters to go see this with someone, and yeah, neither of us enjoyed it. So there's that part. That's it. So boop. All right, so next we got We Are What We Are. Very interesting take on cannibalism. Not gonna lie. Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, it's pretty much about motherfuckers that eat people. Let's keep it a bean. So this is a dark story about a family that keeps to themselves and have some weird ancient customs going on. And when things start coming to the light about the things that they're doing, two daughters are kind of forced to protect and assume the responsibilities of the family to keep them safe. And yeah, it's a pretty wild ride. Kind of already gave a little tidbit about it, what it's about. It's about cannibalism. So yeah, it's a little bit slow to start, but it definitely gets fucking rolling. So I would recommend it. If you haven't given it a watch, definitely give it a watch. For me, it's going to be in the Nikola Jokic tier. It's a great movie. You just have to see it to understand why I say that it is a great movie. All right, so for the next one, we got Wolf Creek 2. Heavy on the mid. Yeah, this one wasn't that good. It was pretty much the same premise as the first one. Guy from the NRA gets a little trigger happy, starts picking off tourists one by one in a hunting game. That's it. For me, it's going to end up in the LeBum James tier. Boop. Yeah, nothing much more to say on that one. Next, we got Devil's Pass. I thought this one was kind of cool. It was a kind of like found footage film done semi-right. It pretty much is about a group of students that go to Dyatlov Pass, or I'm probably butchering that, but it's pretty much a passageway or something like that, where some sinister things had happened previously in the past, and they go there to kind of, you know, see what happened, figure out what happened, but ultimately they actually maybe shouldn't have went to go find out what happened because shit just starts going haywire.
No.
Without giving too much away, it's a good found footage film. Nothing crazy, but yeah, if you want to check it out, I'd say check it out. Middle of the road, but yeah, James Harden tier. All right, so next we got The Haunting in Connecticut 2. Please, for the love of God, do not watch this movie.
That's all, folks.
Imagine be like cooking up in your mom's stomach for 9 months, right? And then going through the tribulations of becoming a man. You go from a child to growing up, you know, becoming a man, and then you get your first big idea and you put, you know, pen to paper, and then you're like, oh man, I'm gonna make The Haunting in Connecticut 2, and then you make this piece of shit. Imagine that.
Imagination.
So, as you can see, my passion and my hate for it, it is definitely going to go in the last tier. If I had another tier below, if I could just not even put this on the list, I would have done that. I would have done that. But then I wouldn't be honest to myself and the people. And yeah, it's on the fucking list. It is what it is. So fuck it. Next, we got Horns. Daniel Radcliffe, get your ass back in the Chamber of Secrets, bro. It's just unfortunate, like I said, he falls victim to that whole franchise thing. I can't really see him outside of being Harry Potter. Maybe that's a me thing. Maybe I need to grow up, but I am not going to grow up because they always say the first 50 years in a man's childhood is the best years of his childhood. Pretty much, Daniel Radcliffe plays a guy that gets blamed for the murder of his girlfriend and then wakes up one morning with horns on his head, and then they get progressively bigger.
Oh, that was crazy.
I said, yo, you said, hey, yo, my nigga.
Yo, the way you said it was crazy.
Each day, and he has to try to figure out who really murdered his girlfriend. And yeah, I wish I had more hands so I can give this shit more thumbs down. This shit was fucking basura. Yeah, we're gonna put it in the LeBum James tier. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, those are all the movies that I ranked for 2013. Next video, we're going to be covering the movies for 2014, obviously, if you are good with math, and so on and so forth. If you agree with the tier ranking, put it in the comments below. If you disagree with the tier ranking in any way, put it in the comments below. I would love to argue with you. I have nothing better to do with my life. And yeah, pretty much that's it. So throw a like, throw a subscribe if you want to. If not, that's cool too. It is what it is, but yeah, I told y'all I'm gonna be putting out these videos and I'm gonna be getting to it. All right, y'all, hopefully you liked the video, and yeah, it's your boy MF Different. Until next time, peace.
This nigga's different.